So here I'm just going to do a quick explanation of the code behind Lab 1, Part 2, 3, and 4. So first we're just going to define a class. This is going to be our main class and we're going to call it Lab 1. The first thing we're going to do in here is just define some public variables that we're going to be using throughout the code. These include the API key and the base URL that we're going to use to access the Wonderground API. So in our main function here, we're going to start by calling a function called getURL, which is defined right below this, but it takes a URL and it will do a HTTP request, and it will return from that a buffered reader. And we're going to use that buffered reader to get a JSON element using the JSON library. And what's in that JSON element will be the location information based off of the user's IP address. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to isolate the location by using the get method, and then from there we're going to go grab the latitude and the longitude and save each as a string. And then we'll just print that to the command line so that we can see what's happening. And then we're going to call another method called print hourly. And that method just takes a latitude and a longitude, and it's going to print the hourly forecast based off of those coordinates. And that's defined right here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to define a URL string. That's going to contain the base URL, your API key, and it's going to call the hourly method of that service, passing to it the latitude and longitude, and it's going to request that that comes back in JSON format. So right here we are going to call getURL on that, and then we're going to pass it to JSON parser.parse, and then we're going to get that as a JSON object, and that will be our root node in this JSON object. So we save it as root. Then from that root we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the hourly forecast object, and we're going to turn that into a JSON array. And then we're simply going to loop through that JSON array, grabbing an object from each one. And in that object is going to be the condition and the temperature and the humidity, among a couple other things. And here we're just going to print those out to the command line. And that's about all for part 1. I'll be posting another one for the extra credit part of this assignment. Thank you.